Picture this. You're at the dog park, sipping your coffee, when your perfectly well-mannered pup decides to stick their nose right up another dog's behind. Talk about awkward. Just as you're about to die of embarrassment, you realize every single dog is doing the same thing. It's like a weird tail-wagging conga line of sniffers and sniffies. Let's face it, folks. Our furry friends have some seriously questionable social habits. While we humans prefer a simple hello, or maybe a handshake, dogs go straight for the booty greeting. It's like they're following some unwritten rule. C-tail must sniff. But before you dismiss this as just another gross dog thing, let me tell you, there's some mind-blowing science behind this butt-acular behavior. You see, while we're out here judging our dogs for their peculiar meet-and-greet routine, they're actually being brilliant little chemists. That's right. Every time your dog goes in for the sniff, they're basically reading another dog's entire life story. It's like their version of scrolling through someone's social media profile, except way more accurate and impossible to fake. Think of it as the canine equivalent of a Facebook profile, Twitter feed, and medical record all rolled into one powerful whiff. Your dog isn't being rude. They're just trying to find out if the other pup is single, what they had for breakfast, and whether they're feeling under the weather. Talk about efficient networking. Now, let's dive into why dogs are such super sniffers in the first place. While humans are stuck with a measly 6 million scent receptors in our noses, dogs are rocking anywhere from 100 million to a whopping 300 million. That's like comparing a flip phone to the latest smartphone. There's just no competition. But here's where it gets really wild. Dogs' noses are basically like having a supercomputer strapped to their face. When they sniff, they're not just doing one big inhale like we do. Nope, they're actually creating a complex airflow pattern that lets them smell in stereo. One nostril takes in the new smells while the other compares them to stored scent memories. It's like having Shazam for smells. But instead of identifying songs, they're identifying everything about another dog. And why the butt, you ask? Well, that's where the real goldmine of information is stored. You see, every dog has these special glands called anal sacs. I know, gross, but stay with me here. These little pouches are packed with something called apocrine glands, which produce a unique chemical cocktail that's like a dog's personal signature scent. It's kind of like how we humans have fingerprints, except this butt print tells way more than just who the dog is. It's broadcasting their age, gender, mood, diet, health status, and even whether they're ready to mate. Talk about TMI, too much information. Here comes the really juicy part. What exactly are our dogs learning from their behind-the-scenes investigation? Prepare to have your mind blown. When your dog takes a good sniff of another pup's rear end, they're basically downloading a complete biological database. First up, they're checking out something called pheromones. These are like invisible chemical messages that tell your dog everything from, "I'm feeling scared," to, "I just had the best day ever at the park." The anal sacs are constantly pumping out these chemical messages, creating a unique scent signature that's as individual as a fingerprint. It's like each dog is walking around with their own personal Instagram story, but instead of filters and hashtags, they're sharing their emotional state and life updates through smell. And get this, dogs can even tell time through smell. When they sniff another dog's behind, they can figure out how long ago that dog was in a certain emotional state. Scared 3 hours ago? They'll know. Had a blast playing fetch yesterday morning? That information is right there in the scent. It's like they have a time-traveling nose that can piece together another dog's recent history. But wait, there's more. These super sniffers can also detect health issues that even we humans might miss. Through that one sniff, they can tell if another dog is sick, stressed, or even if female dogs are ready to mate. Some studies suggest they might even be able to detect certain types of cancer. Move over, medical degrees. These four-legged doctors are doing it all with just one sniff. So now that we know our dogs aren't just being nosy, pun totally intended, let's talk about how this whole butt-sniffing business plays into their social lives. Think of it as the canine version of checking someone's relationship status, job title, and recent vacation photos all at once. When dogs meet up, there's actually a whole protocol to this sniffing business. Have you ever noticed how they do this weird circular dance? One dog sniffs, then the other takes their turn. It's like a furry tango. This back-and-forth sniffing is actually a crucial part of establishing their social hierarchy and making sure everyone stays cool with each other. And here's something that'll blow your mind. The order of who sniffs first actually matters. More confident, dominant dogs usually get first dibs on the sniffing, while more submissive pups wait their turn. It's like they're following some unwritten doggy etiquette guide that we humans know nothing about. Next time you're at the dog park, watch closely. You're basically witnessing the canine equivalent of a business networking event. But it's not all serious business. This sniffing ritual also helps dogs figure out who they want to be friends with. Just like how we might click with someone because we share the same interests. Dogs can smell if another pup has similar energy levels, diet, or even if they've been playing with the same toys. It's their way of finding their squad, and it works surprisingly well. So there you have it, folks. While we humans might think our dog's obsession with rear-end greetings is just plain weird, it turns out they're actually social networking geniuses. They're not being rude, they're being efficient. In the time it takes us to awkwardly ask, "So, what do you do for a living?" Dogs have already exchanged their entire life stories through one quick sniff. Let's recap what we've learned about this fascinating feature of Fido's social life. Dogs have super-powered noses that make our human schnozzles look pathetic in comparison. Those anal sacs we'd rather not think about? They're actually sophisticated chemical messaging centers, broadcasting everything from mood to health status. And that elaborate sniffing dance at the dog park? It's actually a complex social ritual that helps dogs establish friendships and maintain peace in their furry community. The next time you feel embarrassed by your dog's enthusiastic behind sniffing, remember, they're not being inappropriate. They're being incredibly sophisticated. They're using a communication system that's been perfected over thousands of years of evolution. Sure, it might not be as elegant as a handshake or a friendly wave, but hey, it gets the job done. Now, I'd love to hear your funny dog stories. Has your pup ever had an awkward sniffing encounter? Maybe a particularly memorable dog park moment? Drop your tales, or should I say tales, in the comments below. And if you found this fascinating, why not check out our other videos about weird dog behaviors? Trust me, butt sniffing is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to our four-legged friends' peculiar habits. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated on more fun pet facts. Until next time, keep letting your dog sniff. They know what they're doing.